So as most of you know, Dokkan Festival Turles is coming next to Global Dokkan. As you can see on the Dokkan Wiki, it says he's releasing the 5th, so basically here in like 2 days. And I'm sure there's a lot of people that are curious whether they should summon on his banner or not, because, you know, most of you are wrapping up your summons on the Worldwide Download Celebration banners, and you're looking for the next thing to summon on. Now, let me just say this, that's not really a great way to play Dokkan, especially if you're free to play. You should be skipping some of these banners specifically, but you know, I'm assuming maybe you're like a big Turles fan, and if you are, then I understand why you'd want to summon on his banner. He's a pretty good unit. He's got some value, especially considering he's a solid Extreme Class unit, and of course, we don't really get that many good Extreme Class releases, so even a kind of good unit like this guy is very valuable in your box. And his banner is by no means bad. I guess we can just go ahead and get right into it. So, actually, briefly before we get into it, we're going to go over the Turles' banner, and then we're going to talk about some up-and-coming banners that potentially you could save your red coins for, you could potentially save your stones for, and not summon on Turles' banner. But anyway, we'll go over his banner really quick. So, you can see right here, we've got the Turles, the 2 banner units, which all 3 of them are very good, especially this guy right here. He's insane. We went over him in my previous video, but yeah, this guy for a banner unit is like Dokkan Festival level. Like, he's a support. He's an amazing defensive option, and as long as you have him on the right team, there's not really going to be an event where he's not going to be looking impressive. And the right team for him is just basically like a Planetary Destruction team, or like a Space Traveling Warriors team, which is pretty good because most Extreme Class teams, there's a lot of units that are on both of these categories. So definitely very good with him. And then, like I said, the Turles is pretty solid, and then the other banner unit, I mean, they're not amazing, but they're not bad either. They're just kind of in the middle, right? And then next we do have Dokkan Festival Yamcha. So Yamcha is very good. If you do want to buy him with coins, I could see that. I mean, I guess I do recommend that. There are some other banners that's going to have some better featured units that you could buy with coins. So maybe wait for the video and see if you have those units. And if you already have them, then potentially buying this guy could be a good option. But yeah, he's still a very good unit. He's a dodge character, which is very, very useful. So if you go full dodge with him in the hidden potential system, he's got basically a very, very, very good shot at dodging like every attack. And with events hitting very hard now, a dodge unit is always nice because then they basically have a chance to take no damage whatsoever. He also has a very good leader skill, Earthbred Fighters and Sand Saga. Sand Saga, not as much, but Earthbred Fighters is a really good team. Pretty much all the good units are on this category. And then the extra 30% going to Earthlings and Turtle School is very good because every Goku, every Krillin, every Yamcha, every Roshi is on Turtle School. And then all of them are also on Earthbred Fighters. So he's giving a lot of good units a 200% leader skill. And like I said, he's just a really good unit all around. He's got a solid link set. He's on some pretty good categories. And his passive is really good. So definitely good with him. Next we do have the Tech Bardock. Now Bardock, you know, he's been out for a minute at this point. I guess we can pull him up just to see like his release date and stuff. So he released, yeah, the 31st of October. So he's almost a year old. He definitely has aged. I mean, he's good once he builds up, but he has no damage reduction, no guard, no dodge, anything like that. So unfortunately, defensively, he's not really going to be that great. However, he does have that Scouter for the first couple turns, which is very, very good. So in short content, which I guess is majority of content right now, it's really only going to turn, you know, 7, 6, 8. But he's going to have the Scouter for the first 5 turns, so then for majority of the fight, you've got that Scouter. And then if you get him in the 3rd slot, if you get him on the 2nd rotation, the Scouter's lasting till turn 6, 7, 8, which, like I said, is most of the fight for, you know, these difficult events. So he can be very good with the Scouter, but other than that, he doesn't really got a whole lot of value to him. So if you're going to buy someone with red coins, again, I recommend Yamcha and probably not Bardock. And then next we have AGL Turles. I mean, he's alright, but, you know, he's aged. He's a solid support, I'll give him that. And then we've got the STR Bojack, same with him, he's a good support, but he needs his EZA. And then that's it with the Turles banner. So there's good options. Turles is good, both the banner units are good, especially this guy. Yamcha's good, Bardock is alright, I guess. And then other than that, the banner kind of sucks. So I really wouldn't recommend you summon, not because the banner is necessarily bad, but just the good units on the banner aren't really that good. Like the best unit on here is probably this banner unit right here. I forget their name, but it's the Ballsack guy. So, you know, that's not really that great because not only is the rates of pulling him not that high because it's just one of the banner units, but then also you're probably going to pull one of the other Dokkan festivals more likely. And then if you walk away with, you know, AGL Turles, you're going to feel kind of shafted. So I feel like you should just not summon on this banner. Turles is good, but he will be on other banners and you'll have other shots at pulling him. But then after the Turles' banner, so probably like 2 weeks after his banner releases, then we will get the part 2 to his celebration, which is this Goku right here. So the Goku himself really isn't that great. He could have been a lot better. I think offensively he's really impressive, but like his defense sucks. So in terms of the Goku, I'd say he's kind of mid. But his banner, for a legendary summon banner, is actually really good. So we've got the Tech Goku and Gohan, they're pretty good. We've got the AGL Golden Frieza, still one of the best units in the game with that damage reduction. And then we've got Tech Yajirobe. Tech Yajirobe is very good. He's got the active skill, he's got the, full heal, everything. He's got like a support, he's just a crazy banner unit. The Goku and Gohan suck. Android 8 is still very good. He works insanely well with a lot of the Kid Gokus and stuff like that, especially Pat the Power Kid Goku. And then this guy is getting his EZA during the celebration, so he's pretty impressive as well. So between Yajirobe, Golden Frieza, Android 8, and the new Goku, who's still, relatively good, there are some good options on this banner. But overall, I mean, this is still a skip. It's a legendary summon banner. Legendary summon banners typically aren't as good. Now, the unfeatured LRs, of course, there's some big names in here. We got Bulma, got AGL Super Buu. There's also LR Baby, who of course is going to EZA for Tanabata, Fuse Zamasu. So there's good options on here, but keep in mind, it's all unfeatured. So the only real LRs you're going to be pulling consistently are these two, or these three, I guess. And the best one is Golden Frieza. And the other two are, I mean, good, but not like insane. So I think this is an easy skip. Unless you're a really, really big fan of base Goku, which, if you are a big fan of base Goku, you've been eating good for the past couple months, because we've been getting so many base Gokus. But, I mean, if you're a really big fan of maybe this moment of base Goku, then I can understand why you'd want to summon. But other than that, dude, this is just an easy skip, right? I mean, it's just not really a great banner, and there's just much better banners coming out soon in terms of, value. And I guess the same goes for the Turles' banner also. Both these banners, they're kind of solid, but there's just way better banners coming around the corner. So skipping them is probably just the best option you could do. And then after the legendary summon Goku's banner, this isn't confirmed, but you could assume it would lead directly into the Dokkan Festival Trunks' banner. Now his banner, I mean, it's the same as the Turles. There's good options on here, but it's still an easy skip. Turles himself, I mean, he can be pretty good with the Carnival LR Future Gohan and then the EZA Int Transforming Future Gohan. His teams definitely did get a lot better, and he's still pretty impressive, right? I mean, he's a good Dokkan Fest, but his teams are still a little wonky, and you need those other units for him to look pretty impressive because, of course, his kit is restricted behind having Android/Cell Saga category allies. And then the Banner Unit Gohan, he just sucks. The Android 17s, I mean, it's very similar to the Turles. They could have been better, but for an extreme class unit that's as good as they are, they're still very valuable. So maybe buying them with red coins or something like that could be pretty useful, especially because they're on stuff like GT bosses, which is literally the worst category in the game. So I can understand why you'd want to maybe buy them with coins, but I wouldn't really recommend going deep in, the Trunks' banner just for the Android 17s, right? And then next we've got the Majin Vegeta. I mean, he's still pretty impressive, but he's aged a lot. He's obviously over a year old. We've got the Dokkan Fest Super Vegeta. He kind of sucks defensively. The AGL Trunks just kind of sucks. The AGL Kid Gohan can actually be pretty impressive because he is a defensive stacker and he is a support. So he's not a horrible unit, but he's still aged. For the first couple turns, he's going to be pretty lacking in terms of his defense. So overall, there's only 3 good units on this banner. I'd say the Trunks, Super 17, and the Majin Vegeta. And Trunks is extremely restricted. Super 17 is extremely restricted. It takes him way too long to get to, good stats in the fight. And then Majin Vegeta is aged a lot, so he's only borderline good. I mean, he's good, but, within 6 months, I could see him definitely getting power creeped a lot. So, not the greatest banner. I really don't recommend you summon on this, because even if you pull the Trunks, you also need these other units for him to look really impressive on his team. So, just not really a great banner overall. But then after the Trunks, that would lead into the Peppy Gal banner. Yeah, don't summon on this. I mean, not really a whole lot to say. It's just not really that great of a banner. The Android 18 is pretty good. And then, I don't even know her name, but this girl, she sucks. So, not a good banner. Don't summon on this. And then after that, that should lead into Tanabata. Now, Tanabata, I would say this is the next big banner we should be saving for. I mean, during the year, there's one banner you always save for. You save for Anniversary, you save for Worldwide, and then you save for Tanabata. Maybe you save for, Golden Week and Sunday as well. But this is one of those banners where, honestly, I would just save for this. I would skip this, I would skip this, I would skip this, and I would skip this, and just save all my stones for this banner, because it's really good. You got Super Saiyan 4 Goku, who is in the top 5 best units in the game, probably pushing top 3 in my opinion, so he's very good. Baby, who's not really that crazy, but considering he's on, GT bosses, he's on a lot of these really weak teams, he's still helping them even by being kind of mid. He's not amazing, but he's not bad either. So he can definitely be pretty good on those teams. There's also LR Vegeta and Trunks, who are going to be very impressive. Of course, they're still around that top 10 level, and in slot 1, they're going to be really impressive. There's the Tech Goku and Vegeta, so they fuse into Gogeta, obviously. I mean, they're not good. They've got the Scouter, so of course that's pretty useful, but, you know, defensively they do kind of suck. I think it's possible we could see them easy A maybe within the next, like, year, but probably not, so pulling them is kind of an L. But the Blue Goku and Vegeta, completely different, because they're definitely going to easy A within the next year, or maybe like year and a half. But I definitely think with their easy A, they could be extremely impressive. Even now, you can see they've got a very good blueprint for their easy A. They get, you know, all the additional supers. They can get some reasonable, like, attack stats as well. So their damage can already look impressive. And it's a Blue Goku and Vegeta. I doubt they'd want to fumble that. And then next we have the Gammas. I mean, do I need to speak on the Gammas? You guys already know how crazy they are. And then there's Dokkan Fest Pan. She can be kind of good. I mean, she's definitely aged a bit, but, you know, if you run her next to a GT Goku, or, you know, the new LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku that's literally on her banner, she can be pretty impressive. So she's definitely not bad. Then there's the Tech Full Power Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Yeah, I mean, he does kind of suck. And then the Int Gogeta sucks as well. We're kind of waiting for his easy A. So between everyone on the banner, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 200% leader skills, and they're all impressive. We also have a pretty solid banner unit who's on some really weak teams, and then 2 units that are definitely going to easy A within the next, like, year and a half. So I see the banner as an absolute win. I mean, I'd definitely save for this if I were you guys. Like I said, a lot of 200% leader skills, a lot of really good units as it stands, and the new Super Saiyan 4 Goku is really crazy. So definitely a good banner. I think global players should be saving for this. And then next, we should get the actual Tanabata banner. Now, earlier in the video, I did mention not spending your red coins on, you know, Yamcha, or not spending your red coins on, you know, Super 17 or Majin Vegeta or whatever. And that's because this banner right here. So with this banner, we're going to get the return of the 8th year anniversary LRs, and then also there's Vegeta and Trunks, and then all these guys down here, but you don't really care about them. The main things is the LR GT Duo and then the LR Z Duo, because you will be able to buy them with red coins. So if you didn't manage to pick them up during the anniversary, then I absolutely do recommend you buy them with your red coins here. Mainly GT Duo. If you've got the choice between the two of them, definitely GT Duo, because they're just way better than Z Duo. So keep in mind, this is going to be coming. You're not going to want to summon on this banner, but in terms of buying a unit with red coins, like I mentioned, very good value. And then after this, we should be getting the Carnival LR banner for the LR Omega Shenron. I mean, look, I love Omega Shenron. As much as the GT Bosses category sucks, it's still a really fun team and one of my favorite teams in my opinion. But yeah, skip. I mean, there's not really any beating around the bush with this one. Carnival LR Omega Shenron is good. He's not crazy, he's not bad, but he's just good, I guess. He should have been a lot better, considering, you know, GT Bosses is really bad, but he's alright, I guess. There's the Carnival LR Goku, he's still pretty impressive. They suck, they should have easy 8'd for worldwide. Ice Nova Shenron suck, Physical Ice Shenron sucks, or no, that's Nova Shenron. Nova Shenron sucks. Tech Sin Shenron can be pretty impressive, he sucks, he sucks, he sucks, and he sucks. So, there's like 2 good units on the banner, and one of them is heavily restricted. Like, very, very heavily restricted. So I'd say the best case, like, walking away from this banner, is pulling, like, Bulma, or, like, Fuzamasu, or one of the really good unfeatured LRs. So it's not even pulling one of the new units on the banner, it's just pulling one of the crazy unfeatured LRs. So that's why I'm saying this is definitely a skip. But that's pretty much all the banners we know that's coming for Global Dokkan. Of course, there are other Dokkan Fest that they might want to throw in. Maybe we'll get, like, a Global first. I don't really know what their plan is, because you got to keep in mind they are syncing the games up as well, so they might want to switch up some things, but we do know for a fact we are getting Turles the 5th, and then after that we are going to get the Legendary Summon Goku, and then sometime after that we'll get Trunks, and then after that we'll get the Peppy banner. Eventually we'll also get Tanabata, and then as usual we get the Tanabata banner, and then also there's the Carnival banner. So we know all these banners are for sure coming, because obviously, you know, they're not just going to want to miss out on these units, but we don't really know when, because I don't know, man. Global is going to be on a really weird schedule with the game syncing up and all that. So that pretty much has been the video. Let me know which banner you're looking forward to most, and let me know if you plan on buying anyone with red coins, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.